the help of this memory tricks only, I have cleared my CISSP exam within 5 months.
This is Nandana. I'm most inspired with the coffee shop. I've recently completed my CISSP certification, so I wanted to give back something to the society. So that's why I'm starting this series.
Imagine this. An attacker steals an employee password. He bypasses the VPN, enter the company network, and now he can move freely across systems. Isn't it scary? Now here's the real question. What if the network trusted nobody by default? This is exactly what is our today's topic. Hello everyone, welcome to CISSP Quick Steps. I am Nandana. So this is exactly where Zero Trust architecture comes in. In today's video, we are going to break down one of the hottest and most important cybersecurity concepts for both real world and CISSP exam, which is Zero Trust. Trust nothing, verify everything. So this comes under domains 3 and 5. We will be covering what Zero Trust actually means, why traditional security is failing, core principles like least privilege and microsegmentation, how MFA and identity access management fits in, real-world examples, as well as CISSP style practice questions. So if you have ever heard never trust, always verify, this video will make you the concept clear. Why Zero Trust? Earlier, organizations believed that anything inside the company's network could be trusted. That model worked years ago when employees worked only from the office systems. But today, people work remotely, applications are in the cloud, attackers steal credentials, VPN attacks are increasing, and also inside threats exist. So traditional perimeter security is no longer enough. That's why Zero Trust become critical. Zero Trust seals never automatically trust any user, any device, or any application, even if they are inside the network. So what exactly is Zero Trust? It is a cybersecurity model that continuously verifies identities, devices, and activities before granting access. Here, again, the core principle is never trust, always verify. Verification is not a one-time process. Even every login, the system keeps checking user behavior, device conditions, location changes, as well as risk levels. So here in this scenario, trust is temporary, not permanent. What are the core principles of Zero Trust? It is built on several important principles like verify explicitly, least privilege, assume breach, continuous monitoring, strong identity validation, as well as micro-segmentation. These principles work together to reduce cyber risk and limit attacker movement. Let's see each point one after one. Firstly, we will start with verify explicitly. A password alone is no longer enough. Organizations now verify multi-factor authentication, device health, user location, user behavior, and also risk source. For example, if a user logs in from another country suddenly, the system may ask for additional verification. Modern security requires multiple layers of validation, such as fingerprint, OTP, device certificate, risk scores, etc. Among them is one of the concepts called least privilege. Least privilege means users should only get the minimum access needed to perform their job, not more and also not forever. Examples are like temporary admin access, just-in-time access, role-based access controls, attribute-based access controls, etc. This reduces the damage attackers can do if credentials are compromised. As you breach, one powerful zero trust mindset is this: assume the attacker is already inside. Instead of thinking our firewall protects us, zero trust assumes breaches can happen anytime. That's why organizations monitor logs, detect anomalies, segment networks, encrypt the communications, and also track suspicious behavior continuously. This approach reduces the impact of attackers. Next comes continuous authentication. In traditional system, a user logs in once and remains trusted for the entire session unless he closes or logs out of the particular website or any of the service. Zero Trust changes that completely. Authentication becomes continuous. The system continuously checks for user behavior, device posture, IP changes, impossible travel scenarios, as well as suspicious activity. This is continuously re-evaluated. Next is microsegmentation. Microsegmentation divides networks into smaller security zones. Why is it important? Because attackers often move laterally after compromising one system. They will not stop with just one system. They keep on exploring other systems in the network. Microsegmentation limits that movement. For example, let's take finance servers may be separated completely from the HR systems. Even if one area is compromised, the entire network is not exposed. Identity is the new perimeter. In modern cybersecurity, identity becomes the new perimeter. IAM plays a major role in zero trust. Some of the important IAM functions include AAA, which we have discussed in the previous session. So two A's among that: authentication, authorization, access governance, as well as session monitoring. Technology support zero trust includes multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, password access management, SailPoint, Okta, Entra ID, etc. Identity security is now the center of cybersecurity. Multi-factor authentication in zero trust. This is one of the strongest zero trust controls. So authentication can involve some of the factors like something you know, something you have, something you are, somewhere you are, and something you do. We already have discussed this in the previous video. If someone has missed it, please go back and check it out. Even if passwords are stolen, multi-factor authentication adds additional protection here. Device trust. Zero Trust does not only verify users, it also verify devices. So the system checks if the antivirus is enabled or not. Basically, it will check the status of the antivirus, security patches, disk encryption, as well as device management status. If the device is risky or unmanaged, access may be restricted or blocked. So untrusted device, just restrict it. Zero trust components. Major zero trust architecture components are like identity provider, policy engines, policy administrator, enforcement point, SIEM endpoint security, as well as continuous monitoring systems. Together, all these components make dynamic security decisions. Let's take a real world example. Suppose an employee logs into Salesforce. The system performs multiple checks, like as soon as he enters the credentials, password validation will happen. Multi-factor authentication challenge will be triggered. Device verification will be done. Location will be verified. Risk scores will be evaluated. And then only the least privilege access will be granted. If suspicious behavior is detected, access can be blocked immediately. So, what are the benefits of this zero trust? This provides many advantages like it reduces insider threats, improves cloud security, stronger remote work security. It limits the ransomware spread and also helps compliance efforts. It is one of the strongest modern cybersecurity strategies. So, as any other technology have challenges, our zero trust also have some of the challenges. Of course, implementing zero trust is not easy. So it is complex implementation and legacy applications doesn't support zero trust, user resistance, cost, and continuous monitoring overhead. All these are some of the challenges which organizations usually implement zero trust gradually over time. So let's compare zero trust with traditional security. Traditional security trusted internal networks, whereas trust trusts nobody. Traditional security is perimeter focused, whereas zero trust is identity focused. That is, this is more granular. Traditional security, one-time authentication is sufficient, but zero trust does continuous verification. Traditional security is a flat network, whereas zero trust is a segmented network. So this is a major cybersecurity mind shift we have to keep in mind. So for the exam enthusiasts, so there is a tip for you now. So zero trust is not a product. You have to remember this. It is a security strategy. Identity is the core. Least privilege is mandatory, and continuous verification is essential. These are very common exam concepts. You have to remember all these key points. So let's see how we can easily remember this. Here are some quick tricks. Zero trust means never trust, always verify. Least privilege is nothing but minimum access, which is equal to maximum security. Assume breach is already happened. That is, think like an attacker. So these simple memory tricks help you during the CISSP exam. With the help of these memory tricks only, I have cleared my CISSP exam within 5 months.